Hello guys, good day. So welcome to our lesson 6 in business process outsourcing. So this is just a continuation of the business continuity management. So if you will remember in the past lesson, so I'm going to provide the link on the description. You can review that. Okay. We discussed there what is business continuity management, ano yung mga advantages ng business continuity management, as well as the BCM framework. So if you're going to remember, so we have there even the potential threats, and we also differentiate the business continuity and disaster recovery. Today, we will discuss the 5 steps of business continuity planning for investment firms. Though yung iba dito ay medyo na tackle na natin or napahapyawan na natin in the past video. So let's start. At the end of this lesson, we should be able to understand the steps to business continuity planning and discuss the 6 stages of business continuity management cycle. So step one in um, uh, in business continuity planning is to conduct a risk assessment. So I know medyo yun nga sabi ko nga kanina medyo nasabi na natin to or napahapyawan na natin to in the past lesson. So what is a risk management? Or assessment. Risk assessment is you're going to evaluate the company's risks and exposures. Okay? What are the potential threats or yung mga risk na pwedeng um, ma-experience ng company? Um, this is also an assessment of the potential impact of various business disruption scenarios. So, dito din, ilalagay mo din kung ano yung mga pwedeng maging effect ng or maging cause ng company kapag merong nangyaring business disruption. What else? This is the determination of the most likely threat scenario. So, di ba, yun nga din yung pinag-aralan natin in the past videos. We should also assess the telecommunication recovery options and communication plans. Gaano ba katagal ang recovery time, especially nung mga telecommunication, lalo ngayon, di ba, sa BPO, yan talaga yung mas ginagamit. And prioritization of findings and development of a roadmap. So sa risk assessment, we are going to develop, okay, a roadmap. We're going to think kung ano ba ang dapat i-prioritize if ever merong business disruption scenario na nangyari. For the second step, we're going to conduct a business impact analysis. So again, we just tackled a brief uh, of the business impact analysis on the past video. So during this phase, we collect information on recovery assumptions, including recovery point objectives and recovery time objectives. So, di ba, ito yung kailangan we should know what is our recovery time and what are the objectives of that recovery time. Bakit ba kailangan within 2 hours lang mabalik na dapat yung service? O kaya naman, bakit ba kailangan na dapat within a particular days or weeks dapat makapag-resume na kayo? So yun, kasi syempre we should know dahil nalaman na natin sa risk assessment kanina. And then we should also analyze the critical business processes and workflows as well as the supporting production applications. So ano-ano ba yung mga kapag ganito may nangyari na business disruption or interruption, ano-ano ba yung mga critical business processes na dapat nagpapatuloy pa din or most likely na matatamaan. Okay? And syempre, yung mga production applications na dapat nating gamitin and interdependencies both internal and external. So this is just a pro tip. You need to compile your BIA or business impact analysis into a master list. Okay, why? This can be helpful from a holistic standpoint as well as helpful in identifying pain points throughout the organization. So if you conducted a business impact analysis this year, tapos after ilang years na conduct ulit kayo and then yung mga past years na business impact analysis nyo, again, di ba sabi ko nga, dapat from time to time ina-update yan. You should compile it. Okay? Why? Kasi it would be helpful sa pagtingin kung ano ba yung matatamaan ng mga department or processes in an organization. Once nalaman nyo na yung mga risks and the possible interruptions na pwede nyo maranasan. And the step 3, Okay, or during this phase also in the business impact analysis, we will collect information on critical staff, including backups, skill sets, primary and secondary contacts, future endeavors that may impact recovery, and special circumstances. So this is under siya or additional lang siya on the business impact analysis. On the step three, syempre, you're now going to develop a business continuity plan. So in this phase, it includes obtaining executive sign-off of business impact analysis. Ayan. Sunod-sunod siya. So dugtong-dugtong sila. So you should do the risk assessment first and then the business impact analysis. And then for you to do the business continuity plan. And then you're going to synthesize the risk assessment and BIA findings to create an actionable and thorough plan. Okay, so pagsasamahin mo yon, titingnan mo yon para makagawa ka ng BCP, Business Continuity Plan, and para makapag-isip ka kung ano yung action na pwede nyong gawin and makapagplano. You have to develop department, division, and site level plans. And you have to review the plan with key stakeholders to finalize and distribute. So, syempre, gagawin siya ng business continuity management or ng department nyo. And then, kailangan i-review, especially ng mga owners ng company para ma-finalize. And syempre, ma-distribute all throughout the company. Next is step 4, ayan, strategy and plan development. So in the development phase, it's important to incorporate many perspectives from various staff and all departments to help map the overall company and company feel and organizational focus. So when we try to develop a business continuity plan, hindi lang ito part ng BCM or BCD, Business Continuity Department, kailangan meron pa ding part lahat ng staff. Okay? Kasi you have to know the context on their department. Kasi pwedeng, halimbawa, nawala ng internet, paano naapektuhan yung particular department na to? So you will never understand up until na dun ka sa department ngayon. So they will be the one who can give an idea on how you can develop a good strategy para sa iyong business continuity plan. So, you have to validate the recovery times that you have stated in your plan are obtainable. Ayan, kailangan obtainable yung recovery time mo. And you should meet the objectives that are stated in the business impact analysis. So, they should easily be available and readily accessible to staff, especially if and when a disaster were to happen. Ngayon, kapag na-develop na yung plan, it is recommended that you have an executive or management team na mag-review ng lahat and magsa-sign off of the overall plan. So that is the fourth step, which is under the strategy and plan development. And for the last step, which is plan testing and maintenance. Okay. The final critical element of a business continuity plan is to ensure that it is tested and maintained on a regular basis. So, parang siyang sa research. Di ba napag-aralan natin that you have to test it on a small number of people and then on a larger size. So, yun, para ma-edit or um, parang improve mo pa ito. Ayan. And then, tsaka lang ito ipapagamit or isa-sign off. Yun. So, para sa maipatupad sa buong company. So, you have to conduct periodic tabletop and simulation exercises to ensure key stakeholders are comfortable with the plan steps. You have to execute biannual plan reviews and perform annual business impact assessment. So again, hindi lang isang beses ang business impact assessment. You have to do it regularly. Kahit once a year, it is good para ma-improve and at the same time, kapag syempre meron ng kailangan baguhin, balik ka sa step 1. You have to assess the risk again. And then business impact assessment again or analysis and so on and so forth. So that is the 5 steps in conducting a business continuity plan. So for the next and final topic for business continuity management, we will discuss the 6 stages of the business continuity management cycle. So, si business continuity management life cycle, it begins long before an incident. Nangyayari na siya bago pa may mangyari na business disruption. Okay, it starts with the pre-incident planning, which includes mitigation and preparation. So, mitigation, so later we will discuss that. So here are the 6 steps to prepare for and recover from disasters and critical incidents. Number one is, or stage one, mitigate risk. Okay, when we say mitigate, as much as we can, papababain natin yung possibility na mangyari itong business disruption na to. So when you prepare for your business to respond to unexpected events, it requires proactive planning. Okay? You have to identify, understand, and prioritize business continuity risks, and develop response plans and mitigation plans. So, mitigation, it includes proactively reducing the likelihood of an event and reducing the impact of an event if it does occur. So, sa mitigate risk, yun, as much as you can, kailangan mo pababain yung possibility na mangyari ang isang sakuna or unexpected events in your company. So, in this stage, ayan, ay naano mo na, yun, under nito ang risk assessment. So, and then, maggagawa ka na ng business continuity plan if ever na may mangyari na ganyan. And what are your plans or ano yung mga action na gagawin nyo para hindi siya mangyari? For example, fire, di ba? So, you will put fire extinguisher, something like that. So, yun. So, that is the stage 1. And for the stage 2, you have to prepare. Okay? Ano ang madalas na pine-prepare when para sa business, syempre, para kung may business disruption? The first thing, or madalas na pine-prepare are communications. Ayan. Communications during disruptive events are critical. Syempre, para ma-ensure natin na magpapatuloy pa rin yung business. So, you will never know where key people will be when an event happens. So, your communications have to be powerful and flexible with several key features. You can use mobile. Ano yan? So, it will enable people to send or receive critical notifications immediately. Ayan. So, for example, parang katulad um, sa NTC, ayan, they are able to send notifications. Halimbawa, pag may bagyo yung pag-asa, nasisend sila sa atin. Parang ganon. Medyo ganon yung pwede mong gawin in your company. Kapag merong something na nangyayari, ayan, or unexpected events, pwede na mag parang meron ng matic na magsisend ng notification sa mga employees. It could be. Okay? Next is multi-channel. So besides email, text, and voice, you can use recorded voice, ayan, push notifications, pager, and even fax. Ayan, kasi halimbawa wala namang signal, ganyan. So what are you going to do? So yun. So next is customizable. So you will integrate with your org chart and using each individual schedules and device preference. So whatever the employees prefer, that's what you will do. And targeted is you will madalas kasi ang mga tao, they get overwhelmed during major events. Lahat naman tayo. So pwedeng halimbawa may inassign ka nga for communication pero dahil sobrang overwhelmed nila, hindi na rin nila naasikaso. So you have to assign or to think of targeted notifications to alleviate alert fatigue. Okay, so that is where the stage 2, you prepare the communications, especially kapag nangyari na yung unexpected disruption sa business. Next stage is the respond. Okay, so communications during the response phase are critical. Okay, and response teams should define the most appropriate protective action of each hazard to ensure the safety of employees. So, si response team must ascertain employee wellness and provide status on issues and keep management informed on of new developments. So, for example, yung nawala ng internet, so dapat meron agad response team na naka-assign for that. O kaya naman, kapag merong, halimbawa, sakuna sa loob ng company, lumindol, ganyan, nasa building kayo, so there should be a response team for that. A leading communications platform can enable these steps with a single click on a mobile device. So again, kung napagplanuhan talaga ang communication in the business continuity planning, so yun, this is good. Now, there is a mobile device, single click lang, and then everyone can be notified. So plans should also document how to warn building occupants to take protective action during disruptive events. So sabi ko nga, di ba, halimbawa lumindol, tapos nasa 20th floor kayo, so what are you going to do? Dapat nandun na rin siya sa plano. Paano sasabihan ang mga employees? So yun, so ganun siya. So the communications process during and after an emergency should include protocols and procedures to alert first responders, including public emergency services, trained employees, and management. So, kasama na yon sa stage 3, which is you're going to form a response team for a certain um, event na pwedeng makapagpahinto sa process or sa services ng isang negosyo. So, for our fourth stage, which is resolve, so a communications plan is essential for ensuring that responders can communicate with each other. So, kanina, di ba, we already have a communication plan sa mga naunang stages. Ngayon, you have to ensure that the communication equipment, procedures, and system must be interoperable. It means it should be working, whatever happens. So, for example, kapag nawala ng kuryente, how should it work? Kailangan meron ding plan for that. And then you have to develop an integrated voice and data communication system, including equipment, systems, and protocols prior to an incident. Next stage is the recover. Ayan. So, how you communicate about crisis can seriously impact how the public, the media, customers, and regulators perceive your company. So yun, kapag halimbawa nasubukan ka sa isang crisis na nangyari sa negosyo mo, tapos you're not informing the public, tapos hindi mo pinapasahod yung empleyado mo, something like that, wala na, masisira na yung company mo. So when the company is ready to resume normal business operations, communications must be sent that detail anticipated times of reopening impacted buildings. Especially kapag naapektuhan talaga yung physical building where you are renting or yung sarili nyong building din. So si customers, employees, regulators, vendors, suppliers, shareholders, police and fire, and people not directly aiding the recovery effort, they must be kept updated of the current situations, yung progress, impediments or delays to the recovery effort, and other pertinent information. Sobrang halaga nito kasi this can represent your company kung gaano kayo nag-respond to disaster or kung sa anumang unexpected business interruptions. Next step is the stage 6, which is you have to resume. Siyempre, kapag may business interruption, so you have to, ang goal is as much or as early as you can, as much as possible, makapag-resume kayo agad ng inyong services. So, social media, around-the-clock news, and other instantaneous methods of communication have made communicating clearly and concise with employees, customers, and business partners particularly important. So, yeah, you have to communicate with your suppliers and vendors also. Ayan, and ask for their flexibility and understanding after a disaster occurs. For example, halimbawa, meron nangyari sa factory nyo and then nag-stop kayo ng operations for 1 to 2 weeks, kung merong proper communication plan, you can communicate well sa suppliers and vendors nyo, di ba? And yun, parang pwede kayong makiusap na baka pwede mag-pass muna, lalo na kung may contract kayo na kailangan nyo kumuha ng gantong amount ng material sa kanila. So, pwede nyo silang makausap. So, they may provide also critical machinery or software, ayan, or be willing to establish alternative billing, o di ba? So, or delivery options until your business is back on its feet. Lalo kung nalugi ka talaga sa nangyari na interruption na yun. Halimbawa, fire. Di ba? Nasunog lahat ng gamit nyo. So, yun. So, what are you going to do? Pwede kang kung may communication plan ka, pwede kang matulungan ng mga suppliers mo and ng vendors para maitayo ulit yung company mo. So, you have to establish regular communication with government agencies also, and regulatory authorities to obtain approvals for resuming occupancy of the building or to reconstruct the facility. As far as I know, ayan, yung mga government agencies natin, minsan, halimbawa, lumindol, ganyan, tapos nagka-crack yung building nyo, they will check kung pwede pa iba yon na pagtrabahuhan. Kapag hindi, kailangan sumunod ka sa kung ano yung protocol na sasabihin nila sa inyo. So, yun. So, you also have to establish regular communication with them. So those are the 6 stages of the business continuity management life cycle. Number 1 is mitigate risk, prepare, respond, resolve, recover, and resume. To end this lesson, I just want to I just want to leave this quotation or quotable quotes and that I've read from Google. So it says, incident management begins not with an incident but long before. Okay, when we say incident management, nangyayari ito hindi kapag nangyari na kung yung insidente or yung sudden business interaction. It will happen long before the actual scenario happens. Okay? So your preparation will directly impact the seriousness of the incident when it occurs. Kapag nag-prepare ka, ayan, pwedeng may impact pa din sa business mo, pero nalilesen na. Okay? So makikita mo lang that you are really prepared for a particular incident kapag na-evaluate mo na yung seriousness ng effect ng incident sa company mo. Okay, so make no mistake. Regardless of your preparation, incidents will happen. Yes, this is sure. Okay? Kahit gaano ka pa kahanda, there will be unexpected incidents that will happen. From data breaches, na hack, may cyber hacking na nangyari, to building fires, ayan, nasunog yung building nyo, lumindol, there are circumstances that it happens every day. Okay? Pwedeng sa ibang lugar or sa kung saan man. Okay? But, ang thought dito is you have to be prepared. Okay? You have to automate time-consuming activities like finding on-call employees, ayan, setting up escalation procedures throughout the business continuity management life cycle. Siyempre, kapag meron na nangyaring isang incident na hindi natin ina-expect lahat, you really have to buy time or you really have to save time. Kailangan nyo magmadali. Okay? So the time you save could also save your company. Okay? It could also save your job or kung ikaw yung owner, your own company, and most of the time, it could save lives. Okay? That is why business continuity management or incident management is really important. Okay, so we're done with our discussion. I hope you learned a lot in this lesson. So if you have your questions, you can write it down on the comment section and I am more willing to answer those questions. And kung natuto ka, I encourage you to share this video, like it, leave some comments, subscribe, and share it to your friends and colleagues. Thank you so much and God bless everyone.